Hey everyone, it's Tattooed Simmer back with the second build for our Tiny Town save file. This one is a starter home, so I didn't use a lot of plants or landscaping. I just used a lot of debug plants. Just those 4 trees I think are the only plants I actually paid for. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do the starter home, but I decided to just do a classic Louisiana, New Orleans style shotgun home. Kind of like what's originally in the base game, just not quite so boring, hopefully. It's just real basic rectangle, triangle roof. Um, if you want to start building in The Sims, this is like a great place to start. This is like where I started building. It's just these small, tiny houses that are super simple. And then I just throw in like other little tricks along with it to make it look nicer than the ones that go in the game. You can make starter homes look nice. They don't have to look dumpy and boring all the time. You can use cheap fences or add, like these debug plans. These don't cost anything. Instead of searching for them, I've just downloaded rooms that people have made on the gallery and I just place them in my game and pull the plants off of that. It's just easier to me than searching for it. Somebody else has already taken the time to search for them and load them, and I might as well take advantage of their hard work, I guess. Um, but yeah, so we're getting close to finished with the outside of it. Just adding some small little details, like outside vents and doors and windows, a few more plants. The insides of tiny homes are kind of difficult sometimes because this one is the smallest type of tiny home, so it's only 32 tiles, and technically 4 of those are taken up with the outside balcony, or not balcony, it's 1 floor, the outside patio thing on the front. So I had to fit a bedroom and bathroom, living room, kitchen into that small amount of space, which was a little difficult. It's also a little difficult just to stay in budget because starter homes can only be 20,000 simoleons, so it's not a lot. You got to use pretty basic stuff. Can't get really fancy with decorating or anything like that. I just used for the sidewalk that plain concrete that doesn't cost anything. Try to use the cheapest floors, cheapest wallpaper, so that you can spend more of your time focused on decorating the inside. It makes it look a little bit nicer. Like that paint and those floors like don't look terrible. But if you can't put curtains in houses and things like that, then it just kind of doesn't look as nice. So I like to save my money in starter homes for things like that. You'll start to notice I almost always use that TV, and I size it up one time because like nobody has a box TV. Like I'll use the box TVs for nostalgia builds or classic builds or something like that, but like nobody has those anymore, so I rarely use those. I just use that smaller flat screen and size it up. Um, and then I don't know why, but I never really like my stove and my fridge to touch, so I always put the countertop in the middle of these tiny homes, just to kind of separate a little bit. I also usually almost always start with kitchens and living rooms, mostly kitchens, just because those are my favorite types of rooms to build. I try really hard on kitchens, and then living rooms, and then bedrooms, and then bathrooms. Like bathrooms are just copy and pasted almost every time. I use the same stuff, especially with limited pack builds, um, like this series. But moving all this furniture to try to fit in everything that needs to be here, like a place to sit, a place to eat, a place. I always just put a dining table and a laptop there so they can take the laptop off and then also use it as a table to eat. In tiny homes, that's really nice because it's kind of like a dual function thing. I don't really put any hobbies in this home just because there's not a lot of space. You have the computer, and then I think I end up putting a one of the new, why can't I think of the name of it? Not microscope, telescope. There we go. The new telescopes, the small ones. I put one of those in the back, I believe. So bedrooms are also kind of a challenge. I like to hang those clothes on the walls instead of having dressers. And then I couldn't really find a painting that I liked, so I kind of just made this custom clock out of a wall decoration and a clock, a plain clock, because all the clocks we have are terrible. I think that needs to be in one of the new packs. Just give me like one different clock. That would be cool. So now we move to the backyard. Almost done. Yeah, so I started out, I wanted to add a hot tub because we had some money left, but it ended up being too expensive. So deleted the hot tub, and I think I ended up putting just a table, chairs, grill, and then the telescope. So that is pretty much it for this guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a pretty simple one, and I hope you also enjoy this series and continue to keep watching and following along.